Dave Palumbo here with an RX Muscle news update. The Texas Pro will be taking place tomorrow, and it's an exciting day for fans of Steve Kuclo because we're going to see Steve Kuclo for the first time in his home state there, trying to qualify for the Mr. Olympia contest. It's not going to be an easy task for him because he has some competition coming in the way of Iain Valliere, who is our Tampa Pro champ from 2 weeks ago. So he'll be coming in there to try to, basically stop Steve Kuclo from qualifying for the Olympia, because that's what it's going to amount to if Steve doesn't win this show. Valliere obviously has got the qualification already, but he's going in there to say, hey, look, you know what? I'm the best bodybuilder that I can be, and I'm going to show up at a couple shows. I'm going to come to Texas. I'm going to come to the Arnold, and I'm coming to win all these shows. And I think it's a good move on his part, but it's going to make for a great battle. Of course, the Tampa Pro second place finisher Phil Klehar will be there as well. That'll be a rematch of sorts between him and Iain. I think if Iain comes in better than he was in Tampa, I think it's going to be very hard for Phil to beat him. But Phil brings a lot of wow to the stage because he's got tremendous conditioning. He's got some really good body parts. His back double bicep is probably one of the best poses maybe of anyone in that whole lineup. So he's going to present a lot of problems for both Kuclo and Iain Valliere. And I'm glad that he's going to be there. And who knows, at the end of the day, he could be the guy who walks away with the win. Now, of course, we have Mokhamed Imam, who's done pretty much every show this year. He's got, I think, the most points of anyone right now in the point standing. And he's going to, well, not the most, he's second most, but he's going to definitely be going to the Olympia, it looks like, assuming he does well here. If he places top 5, I think that's almost a lock for him. So, and of course, our good friend Hassan Mustafa also with, I believe, the same amount of points also. He's right up there as well. And, these guys, not only, of course, they're going for the win, but obviously a top placing is going to give them points and is going to make them, at least push them into that absolutely will qualify zone, because I don't think anyone else is even close to them according to the point standing. So that's a good point. That's a good thing to consider. Also, Dorian Haywood in this lineup as well. He's placed top 5 almost every time we've seen him this season. He's also looks like he's going to be a lock, or at least a close lock for the points qualification for the Olympia if he places in the top 5 here. So good competition. Once again, I wouldn't even make a prediction on this one. I love Steve Kuclo. I love Iain Valliere's physique. Phil Klehar's got a lot of wow. I love his conditioning. It's going to be a tough show. If Hassan Mustafa comes in and brings the conditioning level that we've been waiting for, he could win this show. He's got all the tools. He's got plenty of mass. He's got good structure and shape. We just haven't seen him bring the conditioning level that he needs to have that, that, I guess you could say, show-winning physique. So Texas should be really great this weekend. We also have another show out in Spain that we'll cover after the show's over. I'll do a wrap of that. That's going to be taking place, and I believe there's 2 qualification spots up for grabs at that show. Anyway, fun weekend. A lot to digest for bodybuilding fans, and good luck to all the competitors. I'm Dave Palumbo now with an RX Muscle News Update.